This in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, if you'd be so kind as to take the roll call. Present.
Councilman Hart.
Present.
Councilman Haley.
Present.
Code Enforcement Officer Jeff Baxter.
Present.
Town Engineer Stephen Tanner.
Here.
Our Director of Finance Megan Hunak. Present. That's Chief Dennis.
Here.
Matt's excused today.
Recreation Supervisor Lauren Master.
Present, thank you.
Director of Senior Services Mary Joseph.
Here, and Merry Christmas.
And our Human Resources Director Laura Devine.
Here.
And Emily.
Here.
Okay, we're very good. All right. Today, on the agenda today, Councilman Hart has some news to report to us, which is some big news for us regarding a situation that we've had in the town for some time. So, Councilman Hart, if you'd like to just give us an update on this project.
I just got this week. Bill, you have a copy, Bill has a copy, and I'll get one for Matt, and I know usually it's in. This is for many years, we've had a problem with the Ebenezer Brook watershed area. We have a great deal of erosion coming through that area. We have clogged brook. We have collapsing walls and backyards. It's apparently affecting some outbuildings in some of these houses. I've been working with Mark Gaston from the Lake Erie Watershed Protection Alliance project. Each year they get about $100,000 in grant money. And I brought Mark out here about a month ago, and we did some exploration of the Ebenezer Brook and the Birchfield nature area over on Union Road. As a result of that, we put together a request for a $25,000 grant, and the Alliance has approved us for $20,000. The town share will be $5,000 on that grant. Two property owners are going to contribute another $5,000, and we believe we have other sources where we will receive another $5,000, bring the total project cost up to $35,000. And this will allow us to begin addressing the problems with the watershed area over there and the collapse of the walls. We're going to be working on approximately 1,250 feet of the creek from Seneca Street up to the town line. That would be the first phase of the project. We're planning on a second phase, which would run basically across the high school property to a couple hundred feet into the residential areas that are beyond that. I believe it's Jasmine, and don't recall the other street right now. I know Jasmine is next to the high school. Iris, yes. All right. Currently, though, we've identified 1,250 feet of degraded section of the brook, and that's where our focus will be. There'll be some cleanup work. There will be some work on drainage that comes off of Smallwood Drive, town drainage. There's one pipe there that will be improved. We'll do some bank stabilization, what's very popular today to fight erosion is native species plantings. So invasive species will be identified, removed, and we'll be doing native species planting. This is in order to help stabilize that embankment. There is a grant here, and I can share it, documents that I can probably share with the sun and the bee. Some pictures of what the situation is over there. And I think for a $5,000 investment in 2019, it's well worth it. We have not had funds in the past to address this situation. If you go up there and you're on Smallwood Drive and you go in the backyard, you'll see that backyards are dropping anywhere from 8 to 12 inches in towards the bank. And if you don't do something eventually, especially with the increased rain that we're experiencing as a result of the warming temperatures in this area, we're getting less snow, we're getting more rain. The erosion is expected to increase. All of the engineering work, the hiring of contractors, all that will be done by Mark Gaston and his group, which is Soil and Conservation District. This contributes to the work they're supposed to do. But we were fortunate, we've been approved for 20. We need to get DEC approval beyond that, and we expect to get it. So if any of my engineers or council persons have any questions?
I just want to first thank you on behalf of the townspeople in that neighborhood. I've walked that. I've seen the destruction, and it's absolute destruction of people's backyards, where they've actually lost 10 to 15 feet of their backyards. And a lot of investment had been made in their backyards, and now it's in the creek. It's very sad what had happened over there. But now that we have an opportunity to help, and I know, I'm not going to speak for Matthew, but I'm sure his in-kind contribution will be a significant impact there. I know we've sent over our the sewer department to take care of some of those lines. Steve, you walked those backyards with us. You've seen what's gone on there with that heavy erosion, and having that neighbor who owns York Apartments, correct? They'll be making that contribution too. Bill, do you have anything?
No, Councilman Harder told me a while ago he was gonna start something with that creek over there, so, I wanna thank him for taking on it. It's a hefty task that he took on there, so. there's a lot of work.
What I like about it, there's a lot of 20,000 grants that are just sitting out there. And for us to do it, make the applications to the town would be probably cost prohibitive, not worth it. Because engineering alone would probably be worth about 20,000 on this project if we had to go to our own engineers. So this way, somebody else is doing all the engineering, somebody else is doing the hiring of contractors. We're just doing a matching grant along with the residents. One additional thing that will happen here is there's going to be outreach, educational outreach to all the residents on Smallwood, talking about the fact that part of the problem is caused by people dumping, stone, waste, you name it, refrigerators, whatever, down into that creek basin. And that does cause problems, so part of it will be educational outreach. But we expect this to happen either in 2019 or 2020.
Well, those are very important items to, components too with that outreach. So, Councilman Hart, good work. Thank you so much.
Okay, we're also going to be going after more grants. We're going to go after a phase 2 for this project.
Right, and then that's all I wanted to clarify, is that when you read about what they're really gonna do is, it looks like they're gonna concentrate a lot of the efforts on 220 feet of stream bank channel grade stabilization, best management practices. And obviously with 1,200 feet of issue, this is, as you said in the beginning, Gene, and to reiterate that, this is a good first step. And there are a lot of these $25,000 grants, and as we've told you in the past, the engineering alone wouldn't be covered by that type of grant. So it's it was a catch-22. So to have the Erie County Soil District come in and step up and do this, if you can continue that partnership, towards the second phase, that would be wonderful.
It certainly is my intention, and it took me a lot of years to get anything, but now I'm going to those meetings since 2011, and now finally we're starting to see some change. There's also going to be a project at Birchfield, but this won't involve any grants or money, at least in the first phase. There's going to be an identification of invasive species, and then using the Birchfield volunteers, we will remove the invasive species and replace them with native species, and many of those native species will be used to alleviate some of the erosion problems at the Birchfield. Soil and Conservation did take a look at it, like I said, the same day we did this brook, Ebenezer Brook, and they didn't feel that the erosion was nearly as serious at this point. I know you've looked at it, Steve, and you could see it, and a lot of it, the erosion is caused by the ice packs that move through. So, but They believe that we'll be able to do some work without spending a lot of money. And they will provide the town and the Birchfield volunteers with all of the plantings that they need to replace the invasive species.
Very good.
Please give our thanks to Mr. Gaston. We'll send a little note ourselves. Thank you. Thank you very
He's a
much.
good guy.
We normally don't do this, but this is an important, to this situation that we've faced for many years, and those neighbors always felt like we weren't doing anything for them, but we can't invest public dollars in a backyard, we just can't do it. But this is another way to tackle that situation, so I will ask either of those, representatives from the Bee or the Sun if they have any questions at this point regarding this. Okay, very good. I'm going to move on now, and I'm going to start with Mary Josephak. Do you have anything for this work session today, Mary?
No, I don't. Just everyone have a really great holiday season.
Okay, we're
Yes.
starting it off early. I like it, Mary.
We are. We have parties all weekend and we're ready for more. So if you ever want to stop by, the center looks beautiful
Very nice.
already, so.
We're having some competitions right here in Town Hall.
Oh, really?
All the offices, the best decorated office will receive a sheet pizza and a bucket of wings, and I encourage everyone to take a walk into some of our town
Oh, how
offices
cute.
because they are merry. So, thank you, Mary.
Eat, drink, and be merry.
Speaking of Mary,
There you go.
thank you.
Yes.
Lauren, Nassa, do you have anything for us?
Just quickly, I would like to thank all the families who attended yesterday's Breakfast with Santa event. I would also like to thank Mary for allowing us to use the senior center again this year, and our event donors, Councilman Hanley, Amy Kobler, Deputy Town Clerk, Dunkin' Donuts on Union Road, and Paula's Donuts. If you missed Santa yesterday, don't worry. He'll be back in West Seneca on December 23rd from 1:15 to 3 p.m. at our annual Skate with Santa, and there's some more updates and department information on the back podium.
Very nice. Thank you, Lauren.
Santa knows how to skate.
He does know how to skate. He lives at the North Pole, you know.
A lot of ice.
That's all you can do, man, he lives on North Pole. Come on.
We heard he's really Canadian, so.
Hey.
Oh, wow.
It's right by the border.
Vacation house in Alberta.
And his sled has some nice blades on it, so there you go.
He'll be throwing his weight out.
Oh.
Chief Dens, do you have anything for us today?
Just one thing, Madam, I would request an executive session to discuss a HR and staffing issue within my department.
Chief, can I ask, would you like the HR department in there?
She can join us, I don't think it's necessary, but if she wants to be brought up to speed, that'd be fine.
Okay. If time
Sure.
is available, thank you.
Sure.
Thank you, Laura. Laura, thank you, Chief. Laura, Divine, HR, do you have anything from us?
Not
Laura?
today.
Not today, thank you. Emily Melsky, Chief of Staff, do you have anything for us today?
No.
Very nice. Jeff Baska, Code Enforcement, do you have anything for us today?
I just took a poll in the office and I wanted to mention we like our wings hot.
Oh, I like that. He's throwing it down.
Damn.
I gotta look at your
Very
office.
good, very good. I really do
I
have to
know.
go look at the
And that's
offices. They're really impressive. That snowman tree though, that's kind of sweet. But your office is taking a look of trees, so I like it, but I
I'm not
love the
showing our hand
enthusiasm.
yet.
Oh, okay, go ahead. I
Oh,
like
there's
that.
more.
I like it. Well, there was an idea too for the ugly sweater, and then you wouldn't ham sub for hamming it up.
Well, Sheever's got that one in the bag.
Oh.
No, she doesn't do it.
Dave,
I can't follow that, so I don't know.
you have nothing. Well, thank you, Mr. Cantor. It's good to see you. I'm glad you're feeling better. Jacqueline Felter, our town clerk, do you have anything for us today?
No, we just finished collecting school taxes, so we'll be sending everything back to the county. By the end of the month, we'll have the town accounting bills. So
Merry Christmas.
Free, but we'll be right back anyway.
You know, it's interesting that you bring that up, because tomorrow is the vote for the school vote. It's December 4th from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. at East Senior High School. This vote is for the capital improvement project that the schools are proposing. And Mr. Hanley brought it up to me today because someone said to him that we want another $75 million, and it's not the town, this is the schools, just so everybody knows. Thank you, Jacqueline. Mr. Hanley, Councilman Hanley, do you have anything for us today?
I do not, you just took it, thank you.
Oh, that you wanted to do this?
No, no,
Well, you can do
we're-
this tonight
We're
then.
good. I did have a neighbor ask me why the town is asking for another $75 million. I had to explain it's a school, not a town tax.
I probably explain that every 2 hours at the.
But I do want to, I do want to make mention that, just at this work session for all those that are here today, Pearl Harbor Memorial Service will be this Friday, December the 7th. It'll start at noon, line up at 11:45, and afterwards, Spot Coffee, they have not opened, but they have been kind enough to take care of all the refreshments for Friday's event. And I would also like to just let the public know that there are some openings in our West Seneca Environmental Commission and the Library Board, in case anyone from the public would like to submit their resume for any one of those positions. And I don't have any, oh, Megan, it's so nice to see you. I just saw you this morning. How is everything?
Good, I do have 2 items.
Thank
I have 2 items on the agenda for tonight. One is to send out a request for proposals for professional auditing services. Our 5 years with our current independent auditor is up, so we're going to be bidding that out. I'm going to send it out to 13 different auditing firms across Western New York, and it'll also be posted on the town's website in the finance department for any other firms that are interested in bidding. The second item is just to establish a standard workday for certain positions with the retirement system. This is something that came about due to an audit the retirement system did. They said that our standard workdays had to be set through board resolution. Once the resolution for these positions pass, it has to be on the town's website for 30 days, and then we can submit an affidavit to the retirement system saying that these were established and they've been on our website. We don't necessarily have employees for all of these positions. It was just all of the positions that were given to us in the letter that could possibly fit us.
Right, because that's New York State, and the town of West Seneca, as other towns within the county of Erie, they follow Erie County personnel. Those titles fall within the inventory that the town carries with Erie County. Okay, very good, thank you so much. And it's not necessary, Megan, for you to be there tonight. Any one of us board members can respond to the public's questions.
Just a quick question, December 7th celebration is going to be in the community center?
It is. It's going to be right in the, actually, it's going to be in the gymnasium, and then they'll follow up. You can come out in the hallway in that beautiful spine. And there's a couple events that'll be taking place over there in January. Through the year 2019, we're going to be holding some art shows within the spine of the building. The high school is currently, we have 6 students from East, 6 students from West that are the top in their art classes. So they have come over here last week. I fed them some Nino's Pizzeria, and they met at the Historical Society and got some really great ideas. And they're going to do a mural on the wall outside of Spot Coffee. So that should be a nice thing to take a look at too.
Do we have an opening date for Spot yet?
I met with her a couple times last week. They're doing the floors right now, so the tiles going in the kitchen area and the floors will start. They got a permit for all their signs, so I'm guessing we're hoping for December 22nd. But, don't hold us to that, because you're supposed to hold in that building, yeah, so we can never plan. Because God laughs at our plans, right? So, that being said, but other than that, do you have anything else, Councilman?
No, I don't.
Nothing, I'm all set, thank you.
Wonderful. So I'm going to thank everyone for coming today. I'm going to ask that we go into an executive session for Chief Daniel Dens regarding a HR and staffing issue. I need a second.
Second.
Anything on the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Good night, everybody. We'll see you at 7, but there's only like 5 items, so. Oh, we will? Tell them to wear that sweater.
I actually started getting my Google photos the other day.